NASCAR just got rocked, and this time, it's not from a wreck on the track, but a full-on courtroom collision. Because 2311 Racing just dropped a legal bombshell that's shaking the foundation of the entire sport. Let me say it clearly. A judge has sided against NASCAR. That's right, against the very organization that controls nearly every part of the sport. And this ruling? It could change everything about how teams get into races, how they get paid, and who really holds the power. But to really understand why this is such a big deal, you need to know what's happening behind the scenes. It all started when 2311 Racing, co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, and Front Row Motorsports decided they'd had enough. Enough of the tight control. Enough of the unfair rules. Enough of NASCAR calling all the shots without any pushback. So they did something no one saw coming. They sued NASCAR. Now in NASCAR, teams need something called a charter. Think of it like a golden ticket. It guarantees a spot in races and a cut of the prize money. Without a charter, you're just hoping you make it in. But here's the catch. NASCAR has full control over who can buy, sell, or transfer these charters. It's like trying to sell your own car, but needing the dealership's permission first. 2311 and Front Row called the system what it really is: unfair. They said it broke antitrust laws, which are meant to stop big organizations from using too much power. And guess what? The judge agreed. Judge Kenneth Bell didn't just listen, he took action. He approved a special ruling called a preliminary injunction. That means Front Row Motorsports can go ahead and buy a charter from Stewart-Haas Racing without NASCAR's approval. Let that sink in. For the first time in modern NASCAR history, a team can make a deal like this without the sport's main authority signing off. And NASCAR? They freaked out. They tried to block the ruling. They begged the court to delay it. They said it would ruin their control over the sport. But the judge shut them down. And in that moment, NASCAR's tight grip started to slip. This isn't just about one deal. It's about the future. Because if Front Row can do this, what's stopping the rest of the garage? Now here's where it gets even more interesting. While Front Row got the green light, 2311 Racing still has to wait. Judge Bell said they need to file a separate motion if they want to buy a charter too. Why? Because each situation is different. He's not handing out free passes. But that doesn't mean 2311 is out of the fight. Not even close. One of the biggest pieces of this puzzle is something called the Release to Race clause. It's hidden deep in NASCAR's 2025 charter agreement. This clause says, if a team wants to race, they have to give up their right to sue NASCAR. Yeah, you heard that right. If you want to be part of the game, you have to promise never to challenge the rules. Judge Bell slammed this clause. He called it unfair, maybe even illegal. Because what choice do teams really have? Sign the paper and lose your voice. Or refuse and get shut out completely. That's not a choice. That's a trap. And the court knows it. This ruling could open the door for more lawsuits, more freedom for teams, and maybe, finally, a more level playing field. But NASCAR isn't giving up yet. They plan to appeal. They're fighting hard to keep their power. Because if they lose this battle, they might just lose control of the whole sport. And the other teams? They're watching. Some are quietly supporting. Others are thinking about joining the fight. Because for the first time, NASCAR's rulebook isn't the only thing that matters. Now the courtroom is the new battleground, and the war for NASCAR's future has officially begun. Let's be clear, this ruling didn't just change the rules. It challenged NASCAR's entire way of doing business. For years, NASCAR made the rules, and everyone else played by them. Teams couldn't speak out, couldn't push back. And if they tried, they risked being left out in the cold. But now, that's all changing. Because with this court decision, the balance of power is shifting, fast. Let's talk about Front Row Motorsports for a second. They're not one of the giants. They don't have the budget of a Hendrick or a Joe Gibbs. But they just pulled off something historic. They bought a charter without NASCAR's approval. And that's huge. It means smaller teams now have a real shot to make moves, without having to beg NASCAR for permission. But that's not even the juiciest part. During the court case, something surprising came up. An exchange between NASCAR President Steve Phelps and Front Row's Jerry Freese revealed a major contradiction. Back in September, Phelps reportedly told Freese that their charter purchase would be approved. No issues. green light. But then, NASCAR completely changed its stance after the lawsuit was filed. That's not just shady, that's straight up suspicious. And it raises a serious question. Did NASCAR go back on its word just to punish a team for fighting back? Because if that's true, this isn't just about rules. This is about trust. And once that's broken, good luck getting it back. Now, here's where things could really explode. This case might not stay between just 2311 and Front Row. Other teams are watching, listening, planning. Because if the court sticks with this ruling, and if NASCAR loses the appeal, it could start a wave. A wave of teams stepping up and saying, we're done being pushed around. And that could break NASCAR's control for good. See, NASCAR has always benefited from one thing: disunity. Big teams and small teams never fully agreed. They had different goals, different needs. That made it easy for NASCAR to keep control. But now, this ruling could bring everyone together. And a united front is NASCAR's worst nightmare. Because when teams unite, they become powerful, dangerous, unstoppable. Some fans are asking, why didn't this happen sooner? Why didn't the teams fight back years ago? Maybe they were scared. Maybe they thought things would never change. Or maybe they were just waiting for someone brave enough to make the first move. Well, 2311 and Front Row just lit the fuse. And the explosion is coming. This isn't just a legal fight, it's about fairness. It's about giving every team, no matter how big or small, a real chance to succeed. Because right now, the game feels rigged. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the connections, good luck even getting in the door. But that's not racing. Racing is about speed, skill, heart, not paperwork and politics. If this ruling stands, NASCAR might have to completely rewrite its charter agreement. They'll have to listen to the teams, work with them, share the power, and for once it might feel like a real partnership, not a dictatorship. But make no mistake, NASCAR isn't going down without a fight. They're appealing, they're regrouping, they're doing everything they can to claw back control. But the damage is done. This court decision has already exposed cracks in the system. It's pulled back the curtain, and now fans and teams are seeing the truth. And the truth is this: NASCAR needs to change, because if they don't, the teams will force that change themselves. This is more than just one lawsuit. It's the start of a movement, a rebellion. And when the dust settles, the sport might never look the same again. So now we ask you, was this the bold move NASCAR needed to wake up? Or is this the beginning of chaos that could tear the sport apart? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Because one thing's for sure, the battle for NASCAR's future is far from over.